Okay, I'm gonna start roll call. Big B.
No.
Hello. Dark.
Too many kobolds!
Tinder.
Not enough kobolds.
And Sideline.
What the fuck's about the kobolds?
Welcome back to the Widdershin teachings. Where last off, you managed to pacify, quotation marks, the Duke of Silvershades, where, for Ipos gathering a certain sort of poison to help a certain friend. And now we come back to Ipos causing more trouble as per usual.
He is not causing trouble. He just walked out of his room reading a book. Then he started eating the book. Then another one of him walked past and started going up the stairs. And there's the sound of two of him talking in his room.
Okay, I was downstairs, I was getting magical readings, and now my numbers are all fucked. What's going on? Oh, hey, Ipos. Oh, hey, what the fuck?
Hey, Evan, you hear twice. Stereo.
Okay.
We are many.
We are Legion. You okay? You look weird.
I'm fine?
That good. Pat pat.
Did I accidentally release poison gas? Maybe the fridge
Val
is
just
leaking.
looks over. Why is that something you can accidentally do?
I built the fridge, didn't I?
I suppose you did. That's more why would you have that at the ready?
I wouldn't. That's why I'm questioning.
Also fair.
Also, I'm violently hallucinating that multiple Ipos exist. Oh, wait, no, this is about that stupid Fae thing about him gaining a title, isn't it?
Maybe.
So if I just... Aaron hits the Ipos in front of her on the nose with her cane.
Or you're gonna have to try.
Yes, you're gonna have to try.
Well, she's not, like, making it...
Ipos doesn't like being hit on the nose.
She's not actually hitting you, she's, like, tapping you on the nose.
Sounds like a touch attack.
Sounds like you're not doing any damage.
Yeah, Aaron's just checking for, like, illusion.
Oh, well, you tap him on the nose and he blinks and thunk thunk.
Okay. So is there, like, an Ipos Prime, or are we gonna have to deal with, like, a Grey Ooze situation?
We all Ipos.
No, you're not.
I'm Ipos and he's Ipos and they're Ipos.
Right. I'm not dealing with this. I'm... Okay. Is there any adverse effects to this, or are you good?
I think I could.
Alright, good. Have fun.
The one next to Bella is the one eating the book.
That's a library book? You know you have to pay for that, Ipos.
What?
It's school property.
But, but, teacher said I had to digest what I learnt.
That is a figure of speech.
Ipos, I've seen you in our law classes. I know you're not that foolish.
Sort of spits out a bit of chewed up paper back into the book, closes the book.
Okay, there are adverse effects.
Give it here, please. I'll fix it.
Hands it over.
Ugh, that's a noise. She just holds it with like two fingers and goes over to one of the desks where she starts casting mending.
The outside of the book is fine. He was eating a couple of pages.
Yes, though.
Wow.
Also, apparently illusions generate saliva.
Shrug, I don't know.
They generate illusionary saliva.
I mean, if it's like how the other guy's power worked, the other ones were able to tangibly punch you. So I think these ones could tangibly draw.
Ipsos is just making bite attacks against the book.
Yes, there's a reason I put them there.
Yeah. But anyway, let's see.
Ippos or Bella, do you know where Silas is?
Hmm?
Or Ippos? Ugh, fuck.
And Ipos kneels down and starts petting Rusty.
Yes. Okay.
I figure you would have a better inclination now. She taps the space next to her head where an ion star could float.
I try to ignore it. He's in his room.
Is that a guess or is that a fact?
That's a general fact.
Creepy.
It's only works that well in very, very close proximity.
Well then, you'd know where Silas is.
I do. I'm gonna go get him. Actually, Rusty, go get Silas. He's in his room. Aaron flops off Rusty into the couch, and Rusty takes off.
Woof, woof.
Clang, clang, clang.
The stairs creak as normal.
Yeah.
Silas probably hears Rusty coming before he even gets to the door.
Opens the door. Aaron wants me, I assume.
Affirmative.
All right, on my way.
Bork.
Yeah.
Ipos has claimed all the seats.
Sure. All right, we
So
got
fun.
two things we need to do today. I need to help Ippos administer that whatever toxin and make an antitoxin for that big direwolf thing that we've been keeping.
It's okay, I have
He's
help lined up for that.
Oh, good. Second thing we need to do is we need to make sure we have that ticking time bomb in someone's head pacified.
Yes, I know.
Also, if we're considering this a new day, can everyone but Ren, actually even Ren, make me fortitude saves?
Can I please confirm the nature of this fortitude save?
Disease.
Oh dear. All four of the Iposes start looking
Is
sick.
it fine if I had bought an anti-plague the day before?
Yes, because you have been made aware of the fact that people are falling sick within your dorm.
How much
Oh,
is anti-plague?
and we did have a bunch of anti-plague from
We
the
didn't
plans
have a
for the
bunch.
Duke. I thought we had a
Uh,
few.
I had 3.
Oh.
Hold on, it's in the loop thing. There is. Okay, there isn't stuff. There was no anti-plague left over. What's left over is a bunch of fortifying brew, anti-emetic stuff, and Peptus Salus, which none unfortunately give bonuses against disease. Okay, first of all, I can say at least, Ren, you're fine. Ipos, you're taking a -2 on that, right?
Yep. It's a
Do you have
disease,
anything?
so...
Yeah, do you have anything?
50 gold.
I don't know if you've got, spells or anything.
I have nothing.
In which case, I'm afraid you fail.
Who are you?
But I'm already infected. Right, so
Yes.
actually that doesn't help. Or it doesn't
Does
help
not?
for what I wanted. No, anti-plague gives you a +5 to avoid contracting diseases. If you're already infected... Oh, wait, no. If you drink a vial of this foul-tasting substance, gain a +5 alchemical bonus on fort saves against disease for the next hour. If already infected, you may also make 2 saves that day and use the better. Without
Yes.
the +5, so I get to roll twice and take the better if I drink this.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I forgot, you have a very special trait. You have a
Mhm.
+1 to your fortitude roll.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Still don't have a great fortitude,
You get plus, because if you remember, you get +1 against effects that cause you charisma damage.
Oh, right. I didn't know this was causing me charisma damage. I forgot
It
about
is.
that.
Aaron, you pass.
I'm glad I succeeded, just given the fact that this is not my best save.
Oh yeah, I rolled for Lana.
Sorry, my charisma is not my best stat. I do not want to take damage to that.
that one. Taking. Oh, I do only have a +1, so yeah, I'll make it with a +5 instead for the anti-plague.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, is that better than rolling twice and taking the better?
Well, you know that the DC for this disease is 15. So,
Yeah, so do I want to risk one roll at a 17 or at a +7 or 2 rolls at a +2? I'd rather have the plus, so.
Couldn't you technically steal someone else's save if you really wanted to?
I
I
could
would
have,
use
and I
up
was
your thing
thinking of
for
it,
the day.
but
Okay, you succeed your fortune save. The only person who failed, I believe,
oh,
is it
+1 on
Post.
that. Forgot about the charisma
Bye.
bonus.
And Post, you suffer 2 points of charisma damage.
Oh, that sucks.
Do I recover my charisma damage or no?
While you're suffering the disease, no.
Okay.
Actually, J-Mac,
Huh? The
would
second fail.
yeah, would Nell have been able to make me an anti-plague?
I don't think she would have been able to do that in the space of a night.
Ooh,
Let me check. I can't remember if she has Swift Alchemy or not. When do you get Swift Alchemy?
Not yet.
Someone has
It's like
Swift
level
Alchemy. I know
5.
that much, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
It's level
Well, then-
3.
Oh,
I
level
think-
Oh.
3.
Wait, no, I do have that.
Oh, whoops.
I
Search
have
Apple
that.
Laszlo does not
Yeah.
do anything for
Yeah, Swift Alchemy is gained at 3rd level of Alchemist.
Oh, then could you have made me an anti-plague that night?
If
Those are
you are an
50 fucking gold pieces.
if you are instead investigator, you get at level 4. Just as
Yeah, I'm just checking if Laszlo gets it, because he might trade it away.
I checked. I amazingly don't.
He does, unfortunately.
despite your 10 bajillion archetypes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yes, I will. I didn't craft it. I'll give you an anti-plague. I'll take your money to make another one.
Alright. And it's 1/3, so.
Look at you, motherfucker, with full pouch. I think I will put a limit on how many times you can actually use full pouch to replicate an item.
I wasn't really. I only did that for myself once, and I was going to be limiting on how many times I
Okay.
can use it.
No, it's just because, like, sure, it takes the material sort are 1 gold, but, like, yeah. If you're just allowed
Saves
to
you
infinitely
50 gold of-
replicate shit, it's pretty powerful. I mean, it's the same reason we banned blood money.
Yeah. Especially for an
Well,
E6 game.
Yeah. What I will probably say is you cannot replicate an item that you've already replicated. And this counts for the replicant of the item that you've just replicated.
Yeah, okay.
So you have to buy at least a new one every time.
Well, I can. Other than that rule, it still works for what we're doing.
Mhm.
So how much gold did you give me to make a one? So it's third cost 50. Okay.
16, yeah. 16 gold, 6 silver, and 6 copper.
Wow. To the dot.
Silas is very,
Scrooge.
well, not Scrooge, but very
Scrooge.
poignant with his money.
I can hear you yelling at, what the fuck? I want to say Tim Allen, but I know that's not the name of the kid. Little Timmy?
Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim, that's it. Who the fuck is Tim Allen?
I mean, Aaron's might as well be Tiny Tim. She's
You're not
short,
wrong.
she's a cripple.
Wow.
Also, did you say who is Tim Allen?
Yeah.
American actor.
Yeah. Known for wonderful shows such as
He was the Santa Claus.
Improvement.
Okay.
Yeah,
He has been Santa. He has
Claus.
been Santa Claus a few times.
Oh, he was in Toy
Yes.
Story.
Also that, yes, he was.
Who was he? Anyway, I'm getting distracted.
Are indeed.
Oh, he's Buzz Lightyear. Anyway, yes, some of you, unfortunately, are feeling the effects of charisma damage. And I will say, unfortunately, Princeton won't be able to help you today, as he has a full shift at the medical ward.
You suck.
That's rude.
And as this goes on, as you're trading money and stuff, 3 Hippos disappear after about a minute.
Ah, okay. So there is a duration.
The other one seems unfazed by this.
Though he does have some weird warts growing on his face.
Yeah. You know,
Okay.
some of his scales are a little less blue today.
Okay, so what's the deal? What's the plan? We need to go do a few things.
Hippos gonna go help Wolfie Friend. He can get one of the people from medical wing to help with antidote and stuff.
I mean, I could just do that right now. It's not hard.
Yeah, but have to administer it and stuff as well.
Yeah,
But the main
man.
thing Epos needs is the main thing you wanted was to take out the weird cursed eye, which for that you need a medical professional. You don't actually need to do anything to the poison. Oops.
I kind of need to stop it poisoning him.
Yes, but you are going to be doing a ritual for that.
Am I?
Yes.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Sure, it was a ritual. Hold on.
What? Ipos has to be responsible?
It's a rit. Is.
Yeah, all I was told
wait,
was
here
that
it
he'd need
was.
a sample of the toxin.
Yeah. Blah blah blah. Yeah, basically you'd use it as you would do a reagent, and you need to make a cast. You basically to use a healing spell on it, but you auto succeed the whatever caster level check you would have to make.
Any particular healing spell?
Just eye healing spell.
Fuck, I'll prepare a cure light wounds today. Druids can do that, can't they?
They
Yes.
can.
You
Good.
could
There
also
we go.
You indeed have cure
Is Good
spells.
Berry a healing spell?
It is.
Oh, there
Pretty
we
sure it
go
even
then.
has the healing.
I'll feed him berries of goodness that will cure him of his poison.
They're technically transmutation, but I'll allow it because it does healing. Also thematic.
Let me
Anyway.
feed my doggy.
We have an Epos going away to deal with Old Blackfur. Aaron and Silas want to go visit fucking Leovin, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, with that, we need actually a little bit more psychic specialties. So do we want to get,
I already contracted a few people.
Well, we can contract more. You contracted some, I'll contract one.
Okay, feel free.
I think I saw him outside too, sort of stalking the door and being too awkward to actually enter. I'll be right back.
I mean, red doesn't necessarily have to be fair. It's just so that it's like Dark has his token bear.
Hey, Ren, you gonna stand out there forever, or are you gonna come inside?
I wasn't actually having Ren out there. He's not hard to track down, in fairness.
I was actually gonna do a scene with you up in the Cup Storm, but this works as well, I suppose.
But it wouldn't be hard to track Ren down though. Ren's just been crafting just doing crafting work, so.
Well, then Aaron will probably sneak up behind you and just sort of stand there, watch you for a few seconds, go, "What you doing?"
As you see him working a forge, he doesn't seem surprised when you say anything. Hi, Aaron.
Yeah, it kind of loses a little bit of pizzazz when you can kind of sense where I kind of am.
Blame that one. Points at the bird that's currently seemingly using its crystal to slice through a piece of metal.
I don't know. Well, I'm not really blaming that one. I'm more blaming the crystal I gave you. How is that suiting you, by the way? It's not too weird, right?
It's fine.
Yeah, it takes a bit to get used to, but you'll be fine.
You actually notice it's not floating around Ren's head though. You can sense him, but it's not floating around his head.
Oh, do you have it in the Astra?
It is, yes.
Okay, I was actually waiting for you to, because there's a special interaction when it's placed in an ion weird. Okay. You want to write this down because I do not have it anywhere easily that I can remember where the fuck it was. But with you placing the Ion Star within Astra, Astra gains a new special ability.
Ooh.
essentially, see the tier 1 abilities of the Ion Star. Hold on, I'll pull it up.
What was that?
I'm gonna put it up. If you
Yep.
look at Ion Star, there is the basically tier 1 of 3 stars aiding someone.
Yep.
A number of times per day equal to Astra's intelligence, though if it's not higher than like a +1 mod, it's just once per day. She can use one of those against a person 30 feet without having to send away the Ion Star. So basically a small buff to someone within 30 feet once a day, probably. Notably, this is a standard action.
By the way, Astra, I don't know what your thing is. I'm sorry for blowing you up. I don't know if does it have a consciousness?
I wouldn't define it as consciousness.
Imaginary friend.
Has a little bit of personality, but it's programmed.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah, I need your help.
Fair enough. Ren begins to cool down the forge and starts taking off his apron.
Yeah. We got to go talk to a psychically attached phenomena, soulbound situation. And frankly, if it ever goes ghosty on us, I want you to be able to hit it.
I take it you're not very well equipped for that?
Look at me.
Yeah, my point.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Kind of pauses for a moment.
Rapidly checks his backstory.
I mean, it's more just Ren pauses for a moment as he kind of looks curiously at Aaron. I mean, Alton, just northeast. Wait, no, northwest of here.
Okay. So it's not really that much cultural significance. All right.
Why were you asking?
Psychic entity is a rather important person to some people, notably me.
You say so.
I don't know. What's your, knowledge basis on local important people? But this is the alchemist from Free Air.
Rolled untrained local check.
Yeah, local or history.
I'm sure both of them are just as bad for Ren.
Okay, never mind then.
Look, no, he actually does have it in history trained. Okay.
Oh, okay.
10.
It's good enough, honestly. Yeah, Rem would know a little bit about. Well, basically, everyone kind of knows about the people who have the names of whatever their profession is, such as alchemist. You probably know it's like a warlord across the ocean, but like, honestly, not much of a problem for south, east, west, eastern core. So it's like, it's a out of sight, out of mind sort of thing. But Rem would just know he's like some form of warlord, but is also incredibly proficient in alchemy, as per his name.
Ren just pauses. Your acquaintances with a warlord?
Warlord's a harsh term, but yes.
Going by what the history books the dwarves had said.
Well, shit, man. I don't know what to tell you. He's not necessarily written about in the best light because, well, frankly, he blows people up. He's more than a warlord.
Either way, I'll help where I can.
Good. Silas is probably talking to a bunch of people and getting shit prepared. I was wandered off to go help you. Well, get help from you. Yeah.
Asher, let's go. As Asher just goes back into bird form and just flies up onto Ren's shoulder.
All right, cool.
staring at Aaron as if it was angry at Aaron, but it can't be, right? Yeah, I suppose they can come back to the dorm to Silas. I guess.
Before that, as Ren goes to, I guess, basically cleans up and leaves, a certain individual who you're well at this point, Tyrion, basically notices you as you leave and goes, Ren, are you busy again today?
Great, so
We never get to. It's been like days since we've hung out. We never come. If you're not busy later, could we do something?
sure, yeah.
Yay! See you later, Ren.
Grab a bite to eat tonight.
Yes, let's do that.
Boy toy, acquaintance, friend.
Aaron, okay, out of character. Aaron, what the fuck? Why is that your first thing?
What did, I didn't hear what Sideline said though.
Boy
Fucking-
toy, friend, acquaintance, what?
Roommate.
Roommate. Yeah, okay.
Ren is now quite blushed. Like, what? Why? You know, because he's also going like, why did you go there?
I read too many books. Leave me alone. Yeah. Anyways,
You can head back to the Bond's dorm now. The veteran's busy. They're done offending people.
not offending. It's the first one I led with.
Also went past Astra would have like waved a wing at Tyrion.
Astra gets a little wave back.
Yeah, I don't think that's much programming. I think that's your subconscious sort of putting a personality on Astra, like an imaginary friend.
There was some purposeful imprinting of personality.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
It can sometimes get a bit boring working a forge for 12 hours straight.
And well, frankly, the tradition of coding Ducky is, universal. I think you know what I mean, right?
Ren nods.
Ah, okay, thought so.
Astra gives like an annoyed look at Ren. No, I'm not calling you a duck. Oh, boy.
Whack.
God damn it! What did I do? Okay, Rusty. Oh god, I know I should be walking more, but god damn it.
You want help with that?
No, I'm fine. No, okay, no, I do need help. Come on.
I'll help. I'll give Aaron a hand on the way back.
Like
Though since I'm not going to waste a spell slot on helping her.
a dutiful son and his grandmother. You can make it back to the Storm, where I imagine we'll switch over to Silas. Silas, let's see, so you're getting the lost kids, as much as they're not very much kids anymore, which also, in retrospect, probably would have been better for Aaron to go to them, because unfortunately they're kind of based out in Westlake at this point.
It's fine. I can rent a horse.
As Silas rents...
Yeah, no, I'll just rent a horse. I was thinking, wait, don't I have a horse in the
I feel
stables?
like there was some kind of thing where like you had a horse for, or it would have been for
It
the
was just
equestrian
the-
club.
Yeah, it was just the equestrian club, and I
I
think
don't
it
know
was
if you
just a.
bought it.
No, I don't think I did. I think Silas just basically was rented it out for the club.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And if you want to buy a horse, you can also buy a horse. But yes, you can take a horse then to Westlake, which will probably take you like an hour or two to get back here. Just a quick thing, Will. So, let's see. Let's see if anything happens while you're on the way there. Ooh! Something does.
Oh dear.
Okay. Silas, You've obviously been made vaguely aware of the fact that undead have been somewhat prevalent in the region as of late. And, well, even with the whole entire thing with Dominic dealt with, still seems to be the fact is when you're riding down to Westlake, you can just kind of see, not very often, but there's like a group of students fighting some zombie wolves, another group of students fighting some other undead. Maybe not large groups, stragglers, but it's still slightly concerning. As it stands, the roads are kept clear, so you don't have to do anything unless you desperately want to.
Oh, it's fine. I'll just pass by.
Fair enough. You can make it to Westlake, where you head to... What the fuck was the inn called? Westlake. You head to... I believe it was the Red Goose. Yes. You head to the Red Goose, where Dominic, Rebecca, and Raleigh are currently renting a room. Glamorous as it is. And you can rent them up.
Hello. Yes, hi.
Dominic probably answers the door and goes, "Is it finally time, then?"
Yes, it is. Aaron is pushing me to do this. Yes.
Okay, come in. I'm going to need to take the time to prepare for dealing with a malignant spirit.
Hmm. And this is also why I came. I did not want. Well, Aaron also coloring your perceptions of him.
Oh, don't worry. I'm well aware of what the fuck he is.
Oh, good. Excellent. Face him. Then you will go into this prepared adequately.
I'm more questioning why she has such... I mean,
Because
oh, I talked to her.
she is from Freyr. It is.
I mean,
He
even
has
then...
he has a bit of a different image in his home country, to most anyway. Especially on the down on their luck, just crafters of the group, because he's something to strive to for them after all.
Hmm.
And he is just impressive.
Just shakes his head and goes over to his spellbook. There's also a sitting Raleigh and Rebecca getting ready for the day. And Raleigh just looks and goes, "Oh, drama."
And of a sort. I feel like we have told you about this. While Dominic was in his other, as the other Dominic under the control of the cyst, he was creating his undead via, well, siphoning off of little pieces of the soul of the alchemist.
Oh yes, I do remember you telling me as such. Awful business, that.
Yes, now we are about to go, well, confront the alchemist about, we have dealt with the problem, in a sense.
Hmm. Do you think he'll be happy about that?
No. No, because I have a feeling he was a man who, well, he deals with his problems by getting rid of them. Case in point, whenever he first talked to me about this, he said, "Go kill it. Go kill whatever is doing this to me." And, well, you can see how that might have turned out. Didn't exactly want to.
Raleigh just gives you a very... Fuck, I forgot the word flew out my head. But she gives you a very approving look. I knew there was a reason I liked you. Well, power does weird things to people's heads.
Yes, it does.
I can't imagine it's been any better if I'm trapped in someone else's.
No, and, oh, especially one. Ah, that poor boy. Oh well.
Let's go deal with a little naughty spirit.
Yes. However,
Rebecca
before we
Green goes,
go,
"I'll come too."
appreciate it. However, there is, I'm not certain how we are going to be dealing with him. Because as much as I would like to, you know, stop him from what he has been doing for the past however long he's been alive. Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I've been doing a little bit of asking around, a little bit of reading where I can. So, this person, from what I've gathered, he's some kind of head of state or something or other for Freyr.
A bit more than that. He is, from what I know, he is the not exactly the head of state per se, because they do not really have that.
Yes, it's
They're
a
led by
council
the
of 5,
yes,
but he occupies a
the
strange seat.
the
Yeah,
most power in it.
a bit like the cult of Nephis in a sense. But
In a sense,
regardless,
but
now the issue was his soul is currently stuck in another person's body, and with Dominic having poked souls in it from taking pieces of other, well, what would have been him from other spawning vats, well, we managed to deal with most of them, right, Dominic? And he just kind of shrugs. Okay, well, we probably dealt with most of them. What that basically means is his soul should be strong enough to just kind of make it back to another one of those vats. The main issue of that is how do we get a soul out of a body that's kind of stuck there? Now, there's one very obvious answer to that, and she, like, mimes stabbing.
yeah,
But I'm
yes.
assuming you want the person to live.
Yes, he is very much not a part of any of this. Just an unfortunate lad who
Yeah, and unless you lot have any other surprises, I don't think resurrection's on the table here.
no, I do not think so. As far as I'm aware, that is still outside of our mortal grasps.
Hmm.
And I do not have friends in the angels, sadly.
Okay, so killing him's off the table.
Yes.
Do you know anyone who's very experienced with the soul? Because unfortunately, this is more of a soul than a mind
Oh.
issue.
Yes. So, do I? Silas thinks for a moment as I scan through our list of people we know.
You can also give me an intelligence check if you want.
I shall do both. Int go boop.
Matters of the soul. Well, you certainly know people who are experiencing necromancy, which is sort of relevant. But unfortunately, nobody who'd be to the power that would be able to split a soul from what is presumably melded to another soul. Though, you are reminded of one little tidbit. Just maybe mentioned offhand or remembered from maybe an interview at some point. There is someone on campus capable of bringing people back from the dead if they're, there at the scene and it's done quick enough.
Wait.
Do you remember who that is?
Someone with a kind of breath of life.
I mean, I can tell you. I just wanted to see if you remembered.
Feel like I do. Is it one of the teachers?
Yes.
It is, yeah. Okay. Then.
Because after all, it's your dear headmistress.
Oh! Oh! Really, for Steve? I forgot about that.
Yeah, she cheats for item mastery feats.
Right.
And a bunch of abilities that give her extra uses on item mastery, so she can actually fucking hit the tier where she can use Breath of Life.
Of all the people to, talk with this about, I feel like she's probably one of the more easily convinced. Actually, now that you mention it, I do. In a way. Our dear headmistress I seem to remember hearing a rumor that might be a bit more substantial than it seems, of her able to sort of resuscitate people.
Okay, so killing might be on the table.
Yes. However, that is still very.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
that will be a hard sell.
If it has to be a sell at all, of course. But the
Like
main issue I'm thinking of is we need to do it very quickly. And
yes.
did you mention something about the body being altered?
Right. Yes. Of course.
I don't know if
Yes.
you've ever. Yeah.
Due to the way the alchemist, from what I understand from what Aaron has told me, he clones himself. I think she called it. Makes new bodies, and we found him in a vat. And so we think that his body has been altered to be more like the alchemist's body. Which, from what I understand, he has supposedly altered himself to be incredibly difficult to kill.
Yes, but since like an issue when we need to preferably do it quickly enough to avoid angering the actual presence within him.
Unless he agrees to it, which.
I
Also
suppose
a
that
hard
could also
sell.
be.
No, he is not a trusting man. He is hyper paranoid at the best of times.
Well, unless you come up with a way to sell it, there is a plan.
Yes, there's a plan.
Otherwise, getting him to leave is going to be a bit tricky, because I assume he would have done so if he could have already, you know. Phew. But in your time discussing it, Dominic can finish up his preparations and you can start heading back to campus. Hello.
Where is that fucking guy? I should have gone to the West Lake, shouldn't I? I'm fucking
Well,
faster than him.
before we flick back to Aaron and Bren, we'll go to Tinder and Apos.
Well,
Ew. As it stands, it's fairly easy, or what Apos needs to do is fairly easy. You wish to remove I can't remember what I named it, but the weird cursed eye, yes?
well, currently I'm wanting to just remove the poison because I don't have a way to regenerate one of his original eyes.
Yeah, I actually checked and forgot that druids A don't get remove blindness, deafness, and also B it's a third level spell.
Yeah. So I kind of, I could take out the weird eye, but currently I don't think the eye was really doing him that much damage, and it was
No.
allowing him to see.
Yes. I just remember it being one of your vague goals.
Oh yeah, it's a vague goal. I just need some way of regenerating an eye and allowing him to see first.
Oh yeah, the other question I have is he still in his medically induced coma, aka high as shit?
No, I would have taken it out of him.
Yeah,
But
I was pretty sure he came out of that like ages ago.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
No,
Fair enough.
for now, I'm just curing him and then spending time with him, making.
Give me whatever kind of rule you can do to influence animals when, as you can fairly
Wild
easily
empathy, then.
as you can fairly easily, you take a small sample of this poison, put it on your finger, and this is sort of a ritual. Not quite a ritual, but sorta. Where you just kind of make an open plea to both this world and the Fey world. And for its power and your power, you have it banish that which shouldn't even exist in the first place.
Yeah, you're not allowed to exist. Stupid thing. Just checking. I don't think I have any range bonuses to my wild empathy, so it should just be
Level plus charisma.
diplomacy plus druid level. Wild empathy is d20 plus druid level plus charisma.
Yeah.
Actually, make it worse than my diplomacy check. That's annoying.
I mean,
Hmm.
I believe
If you have speak with animals, you can instead diplomatize normally.
I could have prepared that as well.
Yeah.
Seeing as I know I'm dedicating this day to, making friends with him, totally could.
like overall, if you're doing something and it's like you don't have any other plans, you can just leave slots open and prepare them later.
Yeah.
Sure. You don't get much out of the old wolf as he's speaking, at least, but you can certainly attempt to influence him. He mostly just seems very confused at the large gap in his memory.
I fill him in as best as I can.
Nice.
For 25, that's not bad.
Now, I also have another question.
Oh dear.
What is Epos' goal with old Blackfur? Is it just to, like, make friends, or do you have other plans for him?
Same as his plan is with all of his pets. Make friends.
Okay, well, that's
Blackfur is
fine.
totally one of his pets now, even if he'll never actually say so.
I mean, yeah, that's more of what I was getting at. Is this like a pet status thing, or is this like a catch and release?
He's not going to force Blackfur to stay with him, but he's hoping to convince Blackfur to stay. You know?
Fair enough.
Stay because you're a friend. Don't stay because I've tied you down and forced you to stay here.
Yeah, I know have some sense of honor you could pull that, but fair enough. You can spend the time in while he's in his still admittedly kind of weakened state. Blackfur will stick around.
Yay. And he will, like... I don't know how much Blackfur knows of his own situation, but he will try to explain about the eye and, you know, is it bothering you? I would like to remove it and give you proper eyes back, if you're cool with that.
Hold on, I had to look up how much intelligence he actually has. Yeah, he gets the vague idea of you want to make him feel better, which he agrees with. The whole entire I'll replace your eye with another eye doesn't really stick too well.
Yeah, but it's the whole, you know, your eye's really bothering you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make that better, but I need to get some stuff for it first.
He vaguely gets that.
Stay here, be friends, and I promise I'll fix it eventually.
Stop saying it so creepily. Petting this large wolf, I'll fix it eventually. Reminds me of that story of the like woman who like found the dude in the middle of the snow, but both his legs were broken, and she just kept him there forever. Anyway, that might
What
just
the
be a
hell
thing in The
kind of
Simpsons.
stories are you reading?
That
I
might have
remember
just been
that.
in The
It's a-
Simpsons.
No, that was a horror movie.
Oh, back to Vin.
It sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah,
Simpsons.
and whenever his legs did heal up, at some point she broke them again to keep him there.
Just down the stairs or some shit.
No, it was worse.
Oh.
Sledgehammer.
Why'd you
Sledgehammer
fucking
with a
remember
block
this so
of
well?
Because that's a very poignant scene.
I know, but like, Jesus
It's
Christ.
a very pointed scene.
You have to remember, J-Mac's just a little baby who was hiding behind the
Hey.
pillow at the time.
You're
I
right.
actually have no. I would have probably watched this when I was like 8.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
around the time frame.
Look, I live in fear. I watched Aliens when I was like 9, and that was not a good time.
Nice.
Yeah, no.
Oh dear. Poor fool.
Anyway, now we can return to Ren and Aaron.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you
What's
can
taking him so long?
I'll just drag you inside. I feel weird with you standing like right outside the door.
Most of them aren't that fast.
I get that, but I can still complain.
Yeah, unfortunately, well, Silas can take a horse fare. There is like 3 other people coming back.
Which Silas will rent them horses as well. If the town, like...
Alright, fine. If they're gonna take so long, fine. Ren, what were you working on?
I'm sure there's some farmer out there that wouldn't mind.
I was working on an armor commission for one of my roommates. Well, dorm mates.
Gotcha.
They wanted a custom breastplate made, which is fine, but takes some time.
Well, that makes sense. You just good at making things that are stabby and anti-stabby, or you got other talents?
I'm fairly good with it, and I'm fairly good at a lot of non-metal weapons and armor, but that's most of my craft area.
You know, coming to an adventurer's school, it's a lot more practical than jewelry, I'll admit.
Ren lets out a slight laugh for a moment. I mean, I guess that's true.
Yeah, no. you work with what you got. So you're how to put this?
You've got questions.
I got questions. So I kind of figured out your gimmick. You came to this school aspirational, wanting to, punch evil in the face, as much as those stories exist.
Yeah.
Do you got like a reason why you're thinking like that, or
Ren pauses for a moment. I suppose he does a bit sat on the couch, the other couch. Well, that's what my dad's always done, and I always looked up to him.
yeah, well, same boat then?
It's not he's not anything super impressive in that sense, but I don't have some driving goal in that sense, but
Mm.
he goes out on these great adventures. I love listening to his stories, and I want to be able to pass on those stories.
I get that.
Plus, I'm actually fairly good at it.
So I've noticed.
My mother would prefer I just go into architecture and blacksmithing, but
It's funny enough, actually. My mother's the exact opposite. I wanted to go into jewelry design, construct design, stuff like that, generic betterment of the world stuff. And my mother was the one who brought me here, kind of excluding the fact that it's an adventurer school.
you okay, that explains a lot if you weren't aware before. Okay.
Yeah, and as I said before, refugee. So I got a lot of stuff. Something I also want to fill in the blank with. Where were you during the Cordia situation?
Mess. Ren kind of shakes his head for a moment.
I know there was a lot of kids still out in the field when that debacle really
Yeah.
went down.
My group was out in the field. A bunch of them started going. Things started getting a bit weird with a bunch of them.
That makes sense.
Claudia seems like she got into their heads.
Yeah.
That that wasn't fun.
All right. Well, that fills in a blank there.
I mean, pretty much like almost the entire first years were there.
Mm-hmm. Did you get filled in on the blanks about what actually happened?
I roughly think I know what happened.
Aaron.
Steve was being controlled by Cordia as well, and that's the reason we got led there.
Yes. Info dump. Aaron will probably also a little bit of self-aggrandizement, but not much.
Constantly motivating you.
Yeah. Look, I figured it out. I figured out what was wrong with Steve. I managed to trick her and actually get her cured. And I was able to get in front of Cordia, but just by a few steps. And, well, frankly, inadvertently provoked it into doing a really brash thing, which then let it out into the open, which then we were able to have Silas quotation mark kill. Not that I believe that he actually killed it, but
Trust Silas?
no, I don't.